Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. 7.
7.
7.
Still
7.
afraid. What about the What is it? Is it the movie, or is this still afraid? I'm scared. What about the What is it? Is it the movie, or is this still afraid? I'm scared.
Okay. Sorry. What is what?
7, because you're just like 7.
Episode 7. That's what this is.
Oh.
Let me see if this is caught up. Thank you. There we go. Let's see if I can get background. What kind of background? I wonder if I can do this. Oh. Well, that's nice. Yeah. So, Final Fantasy House. It's a Down the Rabbit. Frederick Knudsen of Down the Rabbit Hole did a video on it. Let me put some like small music in the background too. Essentially, people soul bonding to characters from it.
I don't know what that word is, and I don't think I want to know what that means.
Well, you're gonna. Quick, what's something calming?
What?
Give me some calming music suggestions.
Light jazz with fireplace sounds.
Light jazz background music.
Oh, fun fact, Fortnite has Boba Fett
People think
now.
about Xbox Game Pass, they think about console. They don't know
What the hell about... Piss off. I don't... Okay. Nice. It's very sexy. I'm loving it. Let's see. Okay. Wonder if I can get it even lower, because it does seem like it's overriding my my voice. But I don't know. If I talk louder, it should be fine.
Or you could just I don't know. You know what you're doing.
I'm trying to figure it out, but it's like, how do I get it even lower? I just want to be ever so very softly in the background. Ugh. Things are never able to be as perfect as I want them to be.
That's the way the thing goes.
Oh, maybe if I go to the volume mixer. Sorry for taking forever on this, but it's just...
Hey man, don't worry about it.
More for the people at home. Ah, that's nice. Okay. So, Final Fantasy House. Frederick Knudsen.
Boy.
So, for anyone who's interested in like cursed things, Knudsen's Down the Rabbit Hole series is magnifique. Absolutely beautiful. In it, he describes a house of people who are, excuse me, how do they are soul bonded to Final Fantasy characters.
What does that mean,
What
Ben?
does soul bonded mean? What does it mean? I'm glad you asked.
I'm starting to regret that I asked.
It's where you believe that either in a past life or in your current life, you are inextricably linked to this character from a video game, or from a media, or from an animal, or from anything. It's essentially Hindu rebirth, but applied to everything else.
But lame.
You might be able to argue being lame, but I don't know. Sometimes it's interesting. Now, it is like many things, and maybe even like us, on a spectrum. And so...
That's one way to describe it.
So some people will just say, oh, I just really feel a strong connection to this character or thing. Whereas some people will say, no, I am this person from a past life. And these people take it to a certain, to quite the extreme, creating their own, essentially, religion about being a video game character. Which, I mean, okay, nice.
No words.
No words, huh?
I don't have any words.
What would you be soul bonded to, Aiden?
I don't know, dude. I really like friggin' Blade Runner, but I'm not gonna be some sort of dweeb that's like, yes, I've soul bonded myself into the friggin' Blade Runner universe.
I'm Harrison Ford, bitch. I am.
I'm Rick Deckard from the popular pieces of media. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to.
You don't want to be him?
No, I don't want to say that I'm like, yeah, I'm not saying something hokey like, soul bond, because that's just like outing yourself as a furry, but with extra steps.
Okay, apparently the furry discourse is going to be a big thing between us. Not all of them are like that. At least I don't think they are. But they are. Some of them are, definitely. I'm not going to deny that, but it's just like, I don't know. Do you think that every single furry believes that they are, fucking Zero the Fox or whatever?
I don't know, and I don't want to think about that, because that's just proof that humanity's been around for too long.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if we really want to stretch the definition of furry, they've been around since
Viking times.
Viking times.
No.
People have believed they're animals for a long time, for whatever reason. Do you have any theory as to why that might be?
I don't know. People are just weird.
Yeah.
Once you like give yourself a platform to like constantly exist on, like when you no longer have to constantly worry about survival, I feel like your brain just goes.
It is true.
I'm gonna shut my door. Hold on. I don't want my dog wandering in here.
Yeah, I've seen that you've started the minute we mentioned furries, you start playing Postal 2.
That has nothing to do with that. That's different. I just like playing this game.
Isn't it Doom with murder of innocent civilians?
it's a simulator where you go do your errands, and sometimes you also smoke crack. Killing people is optional, and right now, I'm just going around having a good time.
Smoking weed.
I'm a good person.
Are you one of those?
Definitely.
You're definitely.
Am I one of those what?
Oh, I was gonna say, are you one of those people who plays GTA and stays within the traffic laws?
No, I just don't mow people down in my car.
Like a douchebag. Yeah, no, that's why I don't. I could never get into stuff like GTA. And
I just I play it for the story, honestly, which is kind of like lame sounding, but Yeah, that's
I
it.
watch porn for the story.
I mean, I've done that before. It's not anything to write home about, but it's story.
Yeah, I feel like the story's a little tacked on.
Yeah, sometimes it's good though. Where am I?
What
Okay.
what is? I don't watch stuff like that. So what is a storyline that's really good?
I I don't know, in all honesty. Can I crouch jump? Mm, Oh no, I stuck myself between a Honda Odyssey and someone's crack cabin and I can't get out. This isn't a joke, Ben.
It's a
And
joke
now
to
I
me. It's big funny.
I
Crackman
just
is now
accidentally
stuck.
I just accidentally smoked crack and now I'm stuck between someone's um
How do you accidentally smoke crack?
you'd be surprised.
There's probably someone who's used that as an excuse in court. I accidentally smoked this crack, officer.
Your Honor, I didn't mean to smoke the crack. It just happened.
It just happened, sir. I didn't mean it. To be honest.
Alright, I actually have to load my game. Anywho, Final Fantasy House Soul Bonding, whatever.
Well, I mean, so the Final Fantasy house was a pretty big, wide story, and I just wanted to use it as kind of a jumping off point for soul
Oh,
bonding
okay.
people.
I don't even. That's just hokey. That's like pretending that you're the pink Power Ranger at recess, but less, less interesting and like. Shut up, woman. Uh, yeah. It's like it's me. I'm the pink Power Ranger, but like I was him, which is hokey and silly because
Why would you want to be the Pink Power Ranger?
I don't know. You can be any Power Ranger you want. That's not the point. The point is that these people are being silly. I'm
Oh,
breaking into
yeah.
people's homes to try and find a baseball bat.
Well, I'm just thinking, though, of all, like, I would be cool if you were, it's also called being otherkin. I would be cool if you were gonna otherkin, like, General Patton.
That's just silly. Why not just look up to him as like a thing to strive
Well,
towards, like
that's
you
the
and
thing.
Teddy Roosevelt, my man?
With General Patton, he believed he was Napoleon. Like,
Well, he actually like did something with his ouch.
with his ouch.
He actually did something with his life instead of being like, "Oh yeah, I am Zero the Fox." He was responsible for large-scale military invasions that like influenced the world around him. He's not like, you know, he did something with his life, so he's able to have his like weird delusions.
Well, then again, it's not necessarily a delusion if he actually came back and did it, right?
Well,
I mean, it's a
you can't
delusion
ju-
that he was Napoleon.
yeah, that's a delusion. That's just nonsense.
But then again, was it? I mean, he clearly was. He was clearly the guy.
But that's just so silly. It's like, if that's the case, why can't I just be like, oh, I'm Henry Poppenbacher, the popcorn executive of North America, and I make some popcorn. It's like, who are you to argue against me, you know?
True. But then again.
Also, I gotta say, I'm really tired. Well, not really tired. I'm just kind of drowsy, so my conversation isn't gonna be top notch.
It's okay. It's okay. We're not talking deep philosophy out here. We're not, what we say will not influence the socioeconomic status of the United States, I hope.
That'd be kind of scary if it did.
Yeah, it would be just a little bit scary. Well, then again, who am I to say how souls or genetic memory works? You know? It's
I
I
don't. People start talking about like souls, and then instantly it's like,
Well, I just
eh.
say, who am I to say no? Who am I to say yes? Well, I can say yes for me, what I think is true, but I can't really beyond outside of myself in the realm of the spiritual, I have next to no right to say exactly what's true. Just to make speculations about what should be.
I'm gonna be honest. Some people just need to be bullied.
Okay. Continue.
And I think these other people are just people that didn't get bullied in school. Like, I got bullied in school, and it affected me in like a horrible way, but I'm not like a furry or anything weird like that, so I think I turned out pretty good. You know?
One could argue, though, that they are being themselves. So
okay, Hitler was being himself, and look what he did.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good point. I don't know. I wouldn't, unless they're actually fucking dogs. I don't know. I don't know if they're that. Obviously, I would prefer if they didn't. But also,
they better not, or I'm gonna like do something drastic.
Sure. And I would not advocate walking up to random people in a fursuit. I would strongly advocate against that. However, I'm not gonna kill them over it. Not yet, anyway.
Humanity's has come too far.
I
mean, I'm playing a game where I can like hold mouse 1 and urinate on another human being and cause them to throw up. Like, if you were to tell like George Washington about that, he would like shoot himself, dude. I know I would if I was in his situation.
Are you sure?
It's like, by developing this country, you will eventually lead to a piece of media where you can urinate on another human being. Actually, I'll just tell George Washington when I go back to the past of all the like worthless things humanity has done, which are like no bueno, and it'll be like, wow, maybe this whole revolution wasn't a good idea.
I mean, but his revolution would largely be the counterbalance against shitty things going on in the future. And plus, you can tell him all the negatives, but then you'd be leaving out all the positives as well. I mean,
like,
his revolution eventually leads to the establishment of us landing on the moon.
Okay, that is true. It's like, yeah, we're gonna land on that, and we're the only country to do so.
I mean, yeah.
But that was in the past. Everything, like, before the 2000s was pretty swank, you know? I mean, music was still good.
But people... the thing is that when you're... have you done any history class outside of... or historical research outside of, you know, public school, high school history class?
Probably. But it's all just stuff I'm interested in, so it doesn't really count.
Kind of. I mean, you should probably research what you're into. Well, my point is that I've done a bit of that. Like, not too much, but I've done a bit. And it's... people were just as degenerate in the past as they are in the present. The difference...
I wouldn't go that far.
The difference is now there is a medium where people can place their degeneracy for everyone to see. You know? There is a place in the world that is the repository of all human knowledge that you can place all your degenerate BS and find other people who feel the same way. Other coomers who feel the same way.
Yeah, and goobers, too.
And goobers. Yeah. I mean... in India, it used to be a practice to burn your widow alive after you died.
Well, that's India. I don't look at India and think, yeah, those are equals. I think of them like those people are on drugs. I need to get away from there.
Ow!
It's not a race thing. It's these people are crazy and I want to leave sort of a thing.
They've got an interesting culture. But I will give you that they are. I
mean,
a little.
White people aren't out of the woods because we burn people at the stake for like thinking they're witches. But that's like a rare basis. Like if you're like a weird like Wiccan teenage middle school loser, it's like I practice witchcraft. You're gonna get burned at the stake, which is a rare occasion. Just don't be sus. literally. But getting married and then like yo husband dying and then getting burnt alive, that's like a thing that would happen often. You know?
True. It but um but I was just throwing that out there as an example to say that human beings they're weird.
You really think I'm gonna look at the people that are like throwing their grandma down the river and like taking a poo on the same beach and be like, yep, that's a good like way to look at the entirety of the human race.
It's an example.
Yeah, but ooh, dynamite. It is an example, but I'm not gonna look at that and be like, yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, there was, excuse me, the creation of the Minotaur, I guess. That would be an example of something that's weird and slightly degenerate. That's an example of something
Well, I
that
mean,
existed in the past.
that's like back in time before morals existed.
Well, I'm just saying, it's not unique. It's not.
But of course, people looked at that and were like, "Yeah, that's a bad thing." They weren't like, "Ooh, Minotaur, ooh, ooh, ooh." They were like, "This thing is gross, and we're gonna build like a giant maze to contain it, and send people into the Minotaur death maze when they've been bad."
Every example I try to come up with here is definitely not analogous. But my point stands is that you can't just say all human achievement, everything human beings have done that's been good is invalidated by friggin' Judy Hopps is hot 427 out there, you know?
You know,
You disagree?
I don't know, Ben. It's just things. I don't know. That's it. That's all I got. I'm happy to work at my like factory and be like alone, left alone, left
Maybe
alone
that's
at my station as I work. That's how I shut myself out from the world.
that is something to be said, though. I mean, maybe you wouldn't be so pessimistic without the internet.
Ben, I've seen some pretty awful things on the internet. I'm never gonna look at that and be like, "Yep, it's a good thing that this was created."
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that if you didn't have the if you didn't see the internet, would you be more optimistic?
Oh, there's a cat. Probably not. No, because human beings are like the worst species out there.
Aw, but I'm a human being too, dude.
I know.
Aw.
So was Mahatma Gandhi, and so was also Hitler.
Ow.
You got to take the whole enchilada. Wolves aren't gassing each other in chambers, but wolves aren't also starving themselves for British independence. From independence from the British.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one big cluster of like opposite extremes.
But I would say the wolves have a whole other can of worms that they're dealing with. I mean,
Wolves don't have morals. They're just dogs.
Exactly. You know, they'll have,
Which is good, man. I think
they will have inter-pack violence where they like rip each other's throats out and don't feel a thing afterwards. You know.
I think well that means they. No, brother. I don't know. Dogs don't have morals. They're just happy, sad dog.
But
However,
they're not gonna do anything beyond just me dog.
maybe that's for the best.
Yeah, but what about art and beauty and love and adventure? You know, it's one of those things that to me makes history worth reading. Is you just hear about these incredible people who do incredible things, and if they weren't human beings, there wouldn't be a story to hear. There wouldn't be a
Well, I
glory
mean,
to have.
if human beings didn't exist, there would be no concept of said story. So it's like,
Exactly. That's the problem for me. I don't like that. I want there to be story and adventure and cool things.
well, there wouldn't be any concept of these. Well, oh my God, I'm gonna be honest. I'd take it as if humanity never existed, because I mean, I'd say that humanity would be not humanity. The world would be better off because we've effectively like we've Skyrimmed the world. We've abused it in a way that was never supposed to be
Uh,
done.
there
Like
has.
it was normally supposed to be just like, oh yes, you hunt deer, run fast, reproduce, eat, that is all. And then we were like, what if we made cars? We basically just modded our like Skyrim world too much.
I don't know, cause then again, you would miss out on the adventure, on seeing the universe. And
Well,
also, I would
I'm
say,
not gonna live to see the universe, so it doesn't matter.
no, but your kids may. And you get to
I don't
have.
give a damn about my kids. I want to see the universe now. You
Ow!
know?
Jeez.
Now, dude. Now. I don't care about. It's like Michael Jordan said, screw them kids. Only time he's ever
Oh,
said anything intelligent is when he said that, but disregard your children. Like any good
come
African father would.
on. Oh, God. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's not cool. That's not chill. You gotta be like, care for the future, man.
I just dumped gasoline on a woman and then burnt her to death. You think I care about the future, Ben?
I mean, not if you don't want to, I guess.
I'm
But
content watching this like simulacra burn alive. I don't think I should be trusted for the future of like anything.
well, but that's not.
Whether,
You're just having a laugh. That's not an actual person, right?
all right, if it was a person, would you watch it happen?
Well, no,
Depends
but
on the person.
I suppose that is also true. Depends on the person. Do I get to watch Xi Jinping get ass blasted? I might.
Oh man, I'm out of gasoline. I was gonna make a penis out of fire. I feel no, Postal just brings out the worst in like almost anyone. I've completed the game without like killing someone, and it was actually a lot more fun than playing the game and just shooting people,
Ugh.
you know?
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, you talk about stuff and give me your feelings about things because I've been talking too much about just nothing.
Au contraire, au contraire. We've been having a nice back and forth. Um, well, how would I justify it? You know, how would I justify living? You know, I just figure it's not. First off, it's not that bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad. But why? Yeah, sure. Why do stuff, but also why not do stuff? Why not make the world a better place? Because
Well,
the attitude of why do anything just doesn't help anything. Because if you're
well,
not working to make things better, then they won't. You know,
man, who cares
I care. Your friends care.
about
Your family cares.
just about the world in general?
Well, maybe not about the world in general, but if you
Well, then
make,
why care about the world in general? Just
well, maybe
whatever.
what about your world? You know, why give
My world is fine.
exactly? Well, that's what
I
I'm
don't gotta
saying.
do anything.
Why care? Because when you make your little spot of the world better, you make the whole world better. Because that
I
tiny
don't.
that tiny section of your world improves someone else's tiny section of their world. Like your big section of your world improves a tiny section of someone else's.
How do I
And
prevent that from happening?
come on, you you make things ever so slightly better by being a good person. And so I would just say, if everyone was a little bit of a good person, the world would be a better place. So and
I mean,
it all
well,
starts with you.
that's like a guidance counselor answer, my man.
Well, yeah, but maybe you could use a bit. Maybe people could use a bit of a guidance counselor. What's wrong with that?
Um, Guidance counselors are like hokey. They're all like peace, love, and hippie beads, and it's like, whatever, man.
Why not have peace, love, and hippie beads? If everyone had peace, love, and hippie beads,
Well, not everyone is going to. That's the thing.
no. But then you beat the shit out of those people. That's the other edge of the sword is.
Why even do that? Just go to the nuclear option right away.
Well, because then you can't live peacefully with other people,
I
which
don't really
generally I
care.
would prefer.
I'm good by myself, and most of the time, sometimes like barely encountering people.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've been doing that, and it just feels kind of sad and lonely. I kind of hate it.
It's a sad, lonely life I lead, but it's the life I lead.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know. Don't you figure be nice to change that a little bit?
Not really. I mean, I've been doing it this long, and I'm fine. Just, you know.
Suppose if that's what you want. I suppose if that's what you want.
Man, you live your life however you want to live.
Yeah, true. Then it's like, I guess it just kind of, it would, maybe I'm just too much of an optimist, but I feel like it would just suck to not want to go anywhere.
I'm
You
happy.
dig?
Just, it's up to anyone. It's up to the other people what they want to do.
Hmm.
It's all relative to folks.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Ah. Okay, back to strange stuff. You heard?
All right.
Have you heard of Chris's latest exploits?
Oh, no, 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 no. What has he done?
Well, you heard he went to jail, right?
Of course.
Have you heard?
Yo! Okay, never mind. Sorry, I just got really excited because sidetrack. What are your thoughts on Vikings?
They're cool, if
All
a bit
right,
scary.
I can agree with that. God of War is coming to PC, bro. Anyway, please
Oh,
continue.
neat.
That is
Yeah,
all.
I'm down
Yeah.
with that.
Please continue. Please continue, sir.
Okay, well, have you heard about his letters from prison?
Yeah.
What have you heard?
Nothing good. He proclaims he's got Messiah syndrome, which is basically he's like, aha, yes, I am the new Jesus, which is silly because everyone says that at some point.
I haven't said that. Have you said
Well,
that?
any insane person will say
Oh,
it at
okay.
some point.
I was gonna say again. I haven't said that.
It's there was a whole Simpsons episode where that happened, and Homer met the Veggie Tales.
Really?
Yeah, he drank from the Israel water, which is just all salt, and he just started hallucinating.
When you start when you drink Israel water, you see the Veggie Tales.
Apparently.
When I'm over there, I'll have to go to Israel and
Drink
see.
the Israel hallucination water.
Drink the Israel hallucination water. Yeah, see what happens. Sounds.
Report back to me on your findings.
I will. Damn. But yeah, no. So Chris has been saying, pretty much, yeah, that he's Jesus.
Yep.
He's begun to incorporate every religion into his own super wacky religion.
Oh boy, that's a true dimensional merge.
We never really explained the dimensional merge, which I always thought was cool as well.
I think it's silly because too many things are contradict one another in this wacky universe thing.
Well, yes, but it is kind of cool. So for anyone not in the know, Chris Chan, who is now Christian,
If you're
Weston,
insane,
Jesus, Sonichu. Some combination
Something
of the names.
stupid.
Something stupid. Now, over the depressing course of events, he has come to believe that his comic Sonichu and all other fictional media will merge with our dimension.
If that happens, I'm gonna be the one to scalp Sonichu and hang it above my computer screen.
Well, there's apparently certain individuals will not make it across the merge. Keep in mind, by the way, the merge was meant to happen like years ago, in like 2019 or something. So
Of course, it didn't happen. That's
yeah.
silly.
Yeah, I kind of wish it had though. Would have made this a whole lot more interesting. You know,
Yeah.
it would have made the whole if it had replaced COVID as the apocalypse. I would have loved that. And come on, you've got to deal with Decepticons fighting. I don't know.
Well, that's just there's too much stuff.
If
for
you had
everything.
to deal with the Decepticons fighting My Little Pony characters, don't you think that would be a little interesting?
I
Wouldn't
think
you shit
everything-
your pants a little bit, be like, damn, it's the ultimate showdown.
I mean, yeah, but that's stupid. I wouldn't want to live in that world.
I would. Dude, it was so cool. I mean,
But what about all the
weird.
other things that are like awful that you don't want to exist?
Oh, yeah. Those would as well, but that's why I would bring a rifle with me to explore the strange merge lands.
I would just immediately like eat my Kurt Cobain microphone. I would never want to live in the dimensional world universe.
But would you at the very least want to explore it with me for a little while to keep me safe?
I wouldn't leave my home, dude. What? There's so many pieces of media out there I'm not even aware of that are pretty awful, and some that I am aware of that are also pretty awful. You can't pick and choose which merges with our reality if all of them do.
Well, kind of. I don't know. Yes, true. But I mean, what's the bad things that you're thinking of? Because I'm thinking of, Transformers and Star Wars and Star Trek and things.
Every and any horror movie that's existed ever at all. Any horror movie in space that's ever existed at all. Like Predator and Alien, wouldn't that be fun to deal with them being in the real world? The whole
true.
Avengers thing, that would have been real. How would that have been like coexisting?
Okay, so his theory. Okay.
What about alternative histories? Does that come true?
No. So, okay, the thing is, with Chris's theory, it's only two dimensions that are merging together. So, while yes, there's a dimension where the Avengers have all of their things happen, there's also a supposed dimension. So the dimension that he's talking about is one where all of these fictional characters exist, and it's more like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit kind of situation, where they're kind of existing in the normal world together simultaneously. Whereas, Star Trek will have its own dimension, but then there are an infinite number of iterations of the Star Trek universe, and then that overlaps.
You've lost me already. This is ridiculous.
So in multiverse theory, there are an infinite number of universes. Based off
and there's one where Christian never existed, and I want to live there.
God. Well, and then hypothetically, there are universes where fictional events actually do take place. Hypothetically.
Well, in this hypothetical, infinite universes, I don't think anyone really knows what that means. Like how scary that is.
Oh yeah, it is scary because there are just massive pockets of universes where nothing exists at all.
There's also where minor things are changed, where things that aren't real are real all of a sudden.
Yes.
Where minor details are changed, where I don't know. I don't say one thing that I'd said before, and that's the thing. It's it's too much.
Yes. Well, but it's what do you mean too much?
There's
It's a
too
simple
many infinite universes, which makes sense because it's infinite.
yes. Well, yeah, that's what infinite means is a lot.
Too many.
I would disagree with too many. I don't know. I just do you really hate existing that much, dude?
I hate all these other like wacky, gross like universes that are weird and scary and unusual.
Like
I don't know, man. Just think about the things you.
SCP would definitely be one that I wouldn't want included. There's too
What
many.
about all like the minor things, dude?
What do you mean minor?
Like, what about the things where like you were never like I don't know, like minor things like oh you switch existences to another universe where like some minor thing isn't there. Like you I don't know. Think of the most minor change in your life that like you didn't buy like a Lego set or you put a Lego set together but you misplaced like one piece and so it's missing a piece. All of those things would be their own dimension for like one person and then that person is you. And then there's
Okay.
like all the
What's wrong
other
with that?
people in the universe that have their it's too much.
I don't understand. It's like obviously it's probably not true.
It's annoying
But
and
it's an interesting
redundant, but it
thought
makes
experiment.
sense.
It's an
Because everyone
interesting
talks
thought
about
experiment.
multiverse, but it's like they're just like, oh yeah, this is the one where Spider-Man is real. This is the one where you don't stub your toe on the 19th of December, 1985.
Well, okay,
So
but then what does that really change? Or
nothing, and that's why it's stupid because it's worthless. There's no point to that existing.
well, yes, but then actually no. Because maybe there's a universe where that slight change butterfly affects out into a strange
But that's
consistency of
silly. Everyone
events.
talks about like butterfly effect, but they don't know what it means. It's
I
like it makes sense, but it's also so silly because you really think someone not stubbing their toe is going to like cause something that large? Like butterfly effect makes sense in the sense that like, oh yeah, um, not including Japan in the Treaty of Versailles. Now we have hentai. Like that's a butterfly effect, but something so minor as me like, oops, I moved my mouse 2 inches to the right. That's gonna butterfly. That's silly. That's ridiculous. That's so mundane that there's no point.
okay.
Ugh, SMH my head, bro.
Okay, but can I finish with so in Chris's hypothetical universe that is being merged with, all fictional characters are all existing together. Why this universe hasn't devolved into an apocalypse like you have described is a mystery.
Maybe they realize that they exist in the real world and it's like system shock and it's just like, all right, I guess.
All right.
I don't freaking know, man.
But I don't know.
Same here.
Maybe this is my morbid sense of curiosity, but apparently the swath of land from above Virginia to Pennsylvania would be replaced by My Little Pony Land.
I'm gonna go there with a assault rifle and a chainsaw like bayonet, and I'm gonna cleave my way through.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking as well. Is it's just like
it's like
what the
it's
hell
like
is
Stalker.
this place? Play Stalker, but with
Stalker,
sparkles
but in
and
the
shit.
My Little Pony universe. That's awful.
Yeah. Well, I do like those crossovers just because I think the contrast between cute, cuddly, adorable little cartoon character versus horrible death and violence.
Extreme violence.
Yeah, I think there's something really funny with that. I like that.
Alright, I can see that. Makes sense.
But I would just be curious to see, like, what the hell? What's going on over here? Why? There is something about My Little Pony, especially its attraction of bronies, that just
Especially
weirds
its
me
attraction of gross, obese, fat loser men.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, bronies. That one just weirds me out, and so I want to... I would like it if there was a way to experience this universe that seems to attract people to it and see what the hell is going on.
You can just like look up why people are doing it and like see what they're doing.
Well, but it's just, why didn't they do this to anything else? Why didn't they do it to like Thomas the Tank Engine or Dora the Explorer or like?
There are probably people that have done that before.
Yeah, but not on the scale. Not on the scale like that. Why didn't they do it to freaking, I don't know, Ben 10? Ben 10, if there was any show that deserved a massive audience, it was Ben 10. Like, come on.
Ben 10 is pretty rad, honestly. If I could exist in the Ben 10 universe, I would. I wouldn't have any idea what's going on, but I'd have a great time.
As long as I get an Omnitrix, I would be cool with that.
I don't even need an Omnitrix. I want to be one of those cool guys that's like, I want my like hot alien wife, dude, and I'm just like a side character.
Your hot alien wife? You get to be a plumber.
Yeah, dude.
That would be cool.
I'd be fun. Man, I wanted like acronyms or like code names aside, I would have been fine being like someone who works on the pipes in your home. So like being like this like dude, I could live with being like an actual plumber, but being like the secret agency plumber is like,
I think they deserved an actual TV show though, like the plumbers themselves. That would be kind of rad. They're like Buzz Lightyear Star Command, but a bit grittier, slightly grittier. You dig?
Yeah.
Though, okay, so and then that leads into a question about the new Buzz Lightyear movie. You think that's gonna be good?
No, if they want to completely erase Buzz Lightyear of Star Command,
well, they're not erasing it. They're kind of taking a spin on the character.
If Mira Princess Nova ain't there, I'm not interested. Where's my boy XR? Where's Booster?
Yo! Oh, you're talking the good shit. That is true. I would really like that. However, I would be interested to see where they go independently. If they go somewhere independent.
If they go somewhere independently.
The problem I would have is if they pull a Matrix. Have you been hearing about that recently?
I have heard nothing about Matrix resolutions other than it's like poo-poo doo-doo garbage.
Yeah. I've been listening to V. He does some media reviews, and he pretty much says, yeah, they don't have any good gunfights in the entire movie. Guns are worthless in this movie.
Is it a good martial arts movie at least?
I haven't heard that. No one's mentioned it. He just said pretty much in his squeaky Romanian voice, you know, I come here for the fight scenes, and there is no fighting. There's no good fighting. No fighting. There's no good fighting. The one thing I wanted you for, and then it's not there. I don't want it. It's just like
this poor Romanian man woke up, chose violence, and will receive no violencia.
Yeah, no, it is a shame. I'm reticent to say, oh, it's because they went woke. Because I mean, true as that may be, I don't know. I got the sense that they didn't do this out of a genuine wish to add. That's one of the things I think that the get woke, go broke thing overlaps with. Is it's not necessarily the politics. It's more that you put so much focus into the politics of whatever it was you were doing that you forgot to make something good.
I'll be honest, I don't think The Matrix was like... Were the sequels like any good? Actually, hold on. What I've heard is that they weren't... That it was kind of forgettable plot-wise, but it was very good action-wise.
Well, yeah. From what I understand, they kept up the good fight scenes, but the plot just got more and more
Nutty.
Well, not necessarily nutty, but it just added way more fluff than you had in the first stuff. And it didn't really go where people would have wanted sequels to go. Because where you would expect a sequel...
It. Sorry, you can continue. I'm going to let you finish before I add my 2 cents.
Because, like, if the Terminator films got any genuine sequels, you would expect eventually the overthrow of Skynet. Or if the Matrix got sequels that you would have expected Neo to eventually overthrow the machines. Whereas...
Well, I mean, for Terminator hasn't been good since Terminator 3, dude.
I actually thought it... I've not watched Terminator 3, but I've heard that it was only good at Terminator 2. Why, do you think Terminator 3 was good?
Terminator 3 is not good. Terminator 1 and 2 are the only ones.
Oh, okay.
Because the third one is just... It's like, oh yeah, Skynet isn't a physical thing. It's like an AI, which contradicts everything before.
No, it is. It is an AI.
No, it's a big machine.
Yeah,
that's
it's an
the
AI.
Thing. It's a physical thing.
Well, yeah, it's an AI, but it has a physical machine attached. Yeah, it's an AI. Did you not get that from this?
What there's... No, Ben, you're missing what I'm saying. Yes, it's an AI, but they made it so that it's like, oh yeah, basically the Terminator lore is basically like, if it exists in the real world, we can stop it. But this is like, oh yeah, it doesn't need the physical thing. Before, it did need the physical thing. It had like a existence in the real world, but as an AI, it doesn't have that existence in the real world. There's no big machine that tethers it. You see what I'm saying now?
No, I don't. What the hell are you talking about? Skynet, from what I knew, Skynet was supposed to be an AI that controls the world's nukes to prevent nuclear war. And then it just said, actually, why don't I do nuclear war? Because it realized that humans could shut it off. And then...
Chose violence.
Yeah, it chose violence. But then...
Basically, the thing is, none of that is important. None of the above is important with, like, its wants or its, like, wishes. None of that matters. The only thing that, like, matters, from what I understand, I'm really tired, so I can't, like, be 100%. But, like, man, it's the fact that my computer... no, crap analogy. I'm Aiden Dunn. I have a physical existence, and I have an existence in my brain, yes?
I suppose, yes.
In Terminator 3, it's basically like, you don't need the Aiden Dunn body, all you need is your brain, and that's it. There's like all kinds of deep Terminator lore about machines that are set up to protect the big thing that holds the AI, but none of that matters in Terminator 3, and then it all falls apart.
Because they've made it a wireless AI, so...
Or something like that, I don't know, but then it just loses any of the heart it had before, and now it's just like, oh yeah, Terminator, I guess.
I have gotten that sense from subsequent films that it's just like, after they finally won, in air quotes, against the time-traveling robots, they kind of just said, fuck off. We're still gonna keep doing this same old plot of we send robots into the past after you, and they never went into what happens. How do the humans win in the future? Do they?
I don't really know. We can let humanity die in the future and let the robots happen.
Well, see, you can let that happen. I'm not interested in just letting the human race die personally.
I am.
Well, that's up to you. You can do you. But
what's so great about humanity, smart man, huh? What's worth saving about humanity?
Bratwurst, hamburgers.
Well, if humanity is gone, you don't have to worry about those things anymore.
Sliced bread.
You're naming things that don't. The thing the thing at the end of the day, it's like
Books are
you've
pretty neat.
named, but these are all things that are just like human inventions that have no purpose if humanity is gone.
Yeah, but they're cool for humans.
Well, if humanity's gone, it's not needed anymore.
No, but then who would give a shit, you know? I give a shit because I'm a human who likes being human, you know? I
Oh,
like
all right,
living.
all right.
I like being alive, and if I'm not alive, well then that kind of sucks, doesn't it?
Well, it doesn't really matter if you're not alive. It's just finger snap no longer exists. That's it.
And then, because one of the things, if there were no humans to observe and appreciate the beauty of the universe, I kind of feel like it would all go to waste, you know?
Well, beauty is a subjective thing
So,
anyway. The universe wasn't created for us to explore. It just
why not?
exists. It just exists, Ben.
Yeah, it does, and it's pretty neat. And so why can't we just have a species that appreciates that?
I don't know. Human beings are stupid and greedy. I don't freaking
Not
know.
all of
But none
them.
of that matters. We've centered our worldview on our own existence, which is silly.
Why shouldn't we?
Because no one thinks about like the complete erasure of human existence like they did back in the 1980s. Like some
So,
person before was like, this is a video game. This is a video game about nuclear war. Science says it should scare you. It doesn't. That's so silly.
I
If
don't
nuclear war
understand.
happens,
What do you
it's just
mean?
instantaneous annihilation. You don't have to worry about it. It's just snap of the fingers, you're gone.
Right, but I don't want to be gone. So,
Well, you wouldn't even know it. After you're dead, that's it. You wouldn't even know you're dead because that's it.
yeah, but I kind of care if I die or not, personally, believe it or
Well,
not.
even if you well, that's fine, but you can't like shape the way the world is. You can't change thermonuclear. You can't stop thermonuclear war from happening if it's gonna happen.
I mean,
You just,
no,
it just,
but what does that have to do with?
Remind you got dishes to do for you, man.
what?
Dishes.
Of course. All right.
Gotta do the dishes.
Of course I do.
Of course you
Because
do.
come hell or high water, I'm always going to do the dishes, even though it's been ordained that my sister and I have to do them. Which is cool, because my sister's like basically dying now.
She's dying?
I don't know. There's something wrong with her.
Aw. Shame. What's going wrong?
I don't know.
Just up in pain?
It doesn't matter. All that matters is that I have to do the dishes now. It's supposed to be a
Jeez!
it's supposed to be a back and forth thing, and it's not gonna be.
Come
Because that's how
on.
it always is.
Aiden, come on. Be fair. Be nice for your
No,
sister.
this is what's gonna happen, and there's not gonna be any sort of like business-based recuperation period where she does the dishes twice in a row, because that's not how it's gonna work.
So, it's the dishes. How come you can take the it doesn't matter, humans die anyway? How come you can take that attitude to the entirety of humanity existing? You can't take it to the dishes.
Because thermonuclear war hasn't happened yet.
Well, how come you can take the world's gonna end to.
I never said the
and-
world was gonna end. I said that if it does, it's like not something you have to worry about.
Well, but how can you say it's I'm not gonna worry about it and I don't care?
I don't
if
care about the
humans
world
die.
ending because it's a good thing.
Well, exactly. You can take that attitude to human existence, but you can't take it to, well, so why shouldn't I do the dishes because I care about my sister? You know?
Because
It just
the world
sounds-
isn't over yet, and it's the same thing that happened before. I'm gonna be stuck doing the dishes more than my sister will be, despite the fact that it was previously ordained that it was a shared effort. It's a Seinfeld bit, Ben.
But humans meaning and me like meaning, you know? You know, man? Like, you know, man?
I'm really confused.
I'm trying to put this into words. It's
Oh, I don't know, man. It's these conversations we have are always hokey because it never makes any sense on either end.
It,
Like,
no, but I'm trying to say that instead of seeing the negatives, if you see the negative side of existing all the time, then you're always going to get negative results. Maybe instead of saying my sister
positive and
isn't
negative. They don't positive and negative outside of like the human mind. It doesn't really exist
so then why not be positive? If it doesn't
because
exist
because
outside of
I am a human being and I'm oh my lord, that's a lot of diamonds.
if it only exists in your mind,
Why, mom? Mom. Oh my lord. Mother. Ugh.
you good?
No.
What'd you need your mom for?
My freaking mom is like it doesn't matter.
It matters to me, man.
I just want to go back to work, honestly. Christmas time has never been like a good time, like post like 2018 or something like that.
Come on, Scrooge. It's not that bad.
No, because it's like everyone be happy, be merry. It's like I just want everything to go back to normal. Christmas time doesn't affect my job at all. I get like one extra day off, which doesn't really mean anything. I just want to work and get paid, and that's all. And I'm happy with that.
I would like things go back to normal as well. Well, hopefully I've seen some light at the end of the tunnel.
Not even like back to normal in like the COVID sense. It's just like I just want this like Christmas is tomorrow. That's gonna pass, and I want it to pass as quickly as possible so I can just go back to work.
Don't you go to church on Christmas?
Not anymore.
That's a shame. You should consider
It's
that.
late at night. There's no purpose to it.
Oh, why not? Why not?
It's Christians are absolutely the worst about this. You don't see like a Jewish guy creating like video games about like spreading the gospel, but it's like uh there's no point. If I'm not like some like elderly woman with a Dutch last name, I'm not gonna obsess about getting up late at night to go to some nice hand-holding kumbaya sort of a thing.
You sound like you could use some nice hand-holding kumbaya, dude.
Okay, and I'm not gonna find that at church.
Well, maybe you're going to the wrong church.
All of the churches are the wrong churches. I have better ways to spend my Sunday than sitting for an hour listening to someone tell me about like something silly. I don't know.
Well,
Oh golly.
I've found quite the opposite, my man. That's I go to mass every Sunday, and I'm gonna be going tonight at midnight. It's pretty neat, man.
I mean, that's your I don't know what the word is, but that's your
Prerogative?
viewpoint. Yep, that's the word.
Well, yeah, but I figure it should be your prerogative as well. I figure.
Why?
Well, spirituality is just one of those things that all humans seem to need to do, and if you don't,
That's silly. We didn't need it like when we were this like primordial Throth being that just ran around outrunning deer.
au contraire. Au contraire. Anthropological evidence would suggest that spirituality has been a large part of the human experience for as long as they've been considered human. You know, you got
All right. People really want to come up with some falutin' silly way of why humanity existed, I guess.
well, it's a thing where it's quite impressive that you found that you're alive. You realize that you're a living being. And so humans have tried to come up with stories and ways of understanding the world to explain that. I mean, the Epic of Gilgamesh is I believe, over 4,000 years old. Actually, let me look that up. How old?
I don't even know the plot of the Epic of Gilgamesh, nor do I really care, because it's like Sumerian nonsense.
Oh, dude, it is
it's a story,
badass.
Ben.
It's
That's
a
it.
story of just you and me, essentially. Oh,
Then
trust
how is
me.
it any different than like freaking Star Wars 1 through 3, huh? And riddle me
It's
this, Sumerian enjoyer.
different. I don't know how to describe it. The Epic of Gilgamesh started out as a series of Sumerian poems and tales dating back to 2100 BC. So, but the most complete version was written around the 12th century BC by the Babylonians. Holy shit. That's awesome. So,
It's
the
it's a story, man. Mm-hmm.
it's a series of poems and tales that dates back to 2100 BC, but possibly existed before that as an oral tradition, but was being told and retold for over 1,000 years, or over 10,000 years. No, 1,000. Excuse me.
That's how
Over
it always
1,000
goes,
years.
though.
Well, yeah, but it's incredible, dude. I mean, there has to be something there if it lasts over 1,000 years. Like, come on.
Tradition is a
No.
powerful thing.
Well, traditions don't just exist for no reason. This is part of the being not being an anthropologist, but appreciating it, is to understand things don't just exist for random reasons. Humans,
But they do. Have you like seen like the friggin' David Attenborough documentaries about plants?
again, they all have a specific reason for doing what they do.
Yeah, and it's just they've just happened to be that way through just random chance. How many
No.
plants have gone extinct because they just didn't work out?
Well, yeah, but that's
It's
the way it
monkeys and
is.
typewriters.
I don't know. It's also tenacity and grit and story
Plants
of
can't
heroin.
have tenacity. They're plants.
I don't know. Tell that to the plants. They seem to have
They
a way of doing things.
photosynthesize.
They seem to
There's
have
not
a
much
way
to
of.
them.
Seem to have a way of surviving, even in the strangest of circumstances. But my point
Life
is,
finds a way.
life finds a way. Well, the Epic of Gilgamesh is one of the oldest stories known to man, and it survived over 4,000 years in various forms of completion. I don't know. There just seems to be something intrinsic to humans that wants to tell a story and to relay that to other people and to find out what the meaning of life is. Because that's also what the Epic of Gilgamesh is. It's Gilgamesh being a great king who kind of wants to understand what the hell's the point of living, you know? I've got my best friend and brother here who I loved him to death and he balanced me out, but then he died, and so it's like, what's the point in living, dude? And then he found out, and then he's like, well, yeah. Like, it's sad, but life's worth it. I can't recount the entirety of the epic, but it is a pretty, even if the language is a bit silly, it is, it's kind of deep, and it kind of hits hard when his best friend dies, you know?
I mean, that's just the way life is, I guess. And it is sad, but...
Yeah, but...
Yeah. I don't think... I don't know. This is, like, gonna sound hokey, because it is, but it's like, I guess it's cooler to have, like, no great meaning or goal to strive towards, and that everything is a fluke, which makes everything you have all the more special, because it was just random chance that allowed it to be this way. It's like the stars aligning for humanity, so I can like just pet a dog and enjoy that.
Okay, well, but then why say it doesn't mean anything if it's like?
I mean it doesn't have a meaning, but that's fine. It doesn't have to.
I'm just saying to not like existing is just, it feels odd to me.
I mean, human existence is pretty much just like you do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again for like 60 plus years, and then you either retire, die, or just keep working until you retire or die, which what happens eventually. And I mean, I don't want to do that for very long. I'm fine with like, I don't know, heart complications and I die in my 40s after living a somewhat okay life. I don't want to live to like 100 years old because like I don't know.
No, but
Imagine how awful that would be.
not if you have kids and grandkids to take care of you.
I'd rather die. Death first. This lineage
Ah,
ends with me.
come on, dude. Look. If that's the case, I'll send my grandkids to go take care of you. All right.
They're gonna be too afraid because I will have bolted my door shut, and I'll have like a bunch of signs that say "Step on the property and perish." And
Would you-
your
would you-
grandkids are gonna be like, "Grandpa, why the hell is your best friend such like a crotchety old man?" You'd be like, you just gotta know him first.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I would figure it would be nice for them to know you because you're a cool guy.
It's a Gran Torino situation. I'm just a cranky old man that wants nothing to do with people.
Aw. But in Gran Torino, doesn't he turn out to be a cool guy?
Yeah, he does. You
Yeah.
got me there.
Just
It's Gran Torino, except I don't have a car and there's no redemption.
But why not get the redemption though? That's the thing. Is I keep running into, especially when I run in, because you're not the only person to tell me that life is stupid and meaningless. I'm just.
I mean, life being meaningless doesn't have to be a bad thing, because that means you can create your own positive meaning for life.
Well, but then it's just. Why not be happy? Why not just say, you know what? Why not pull a Marcus Aurelius and say, why not be a badass? You know?
I mean, the same thing for Gandhi. It's like, he didn't have to wake up one morning and, like, achieve Indian independence from Britain, but he decided to, and he did that.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean, man.
And there's nothing that told him to do that, which is rad. Which is why the whole, like, man, I don't know.
Well, and then Gandhi was Buddhist, right?
I don't know, and I don't really care. If
Aw.
we're being frank, he worships some like hippy dippy baloney god out there that's like says goofy things like two in the shrub is worth one in the hand or something like that. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't know.
I have found Eastern mythology to be quite interesting.
I like Viking mythology just because of how metal it is.
Yeah. Well, it is. I like Odin because
It's simple and it's brutal, but it's also pretty rad. And it uses like the creation mythos that's seen a lot, especially like after Ragnarok. It's like, oh yeah, the whole universe resets and there's Adam and Eve, but like Viking.
I would say all
But anyway.
contraire to being human, or not human. Excuse me, simple. What the fuck? I would say all contraire to it being simple.
I mean, the basic beliefs of just like go out, pillage, be good, farm is very simple, but then you look at the like advanced lore and then it's like excessively complicated.
Well, yeah, and unfortunately, the record of it is down to just two sources, the Poetic Edda and the Prose Edda, I think. So you kind of you don't, and those were written post Christianization, so you really don't get a lot to work off of. I mean, it is impressive that you can glean all of that from two sources, but Jesus.
Life finds a way.
All right, thank you. Wait, what the hell is that actor's name? Why can't I remember?
That's Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff
dude.
Goldblum. Fuck, I knew that name.
He talks about the butterfly effect as well, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, these podcasts are always so silly because
That's
I get into
good.
like Well, no, it's not silly in a good way because you're always yourself, and who I am changes based on how I'm feeling or if I've eaten or not. Like you have
Okay.
like the one episode where I'm like a jingoistic like maniac. You have another where I'm just like a genuine person, me. You have this one that's just me spouting like a bunch of pessimistic garbage.
That's
Well,
okay, Aiden. Don't.
it's hokey and it's silly, and my head is like fuzzy.
It's
My eyes are
okay.
like literally like actually like weighted.
It's okay.
No, that's
Be
silly because
cool
people
with
are
yourself.
man.
Like,
Wesley was like that before. Sorry, I don't.
what? What happened to Wesley after? What?
No, that he. I was okay. So I went to a Christmas party yesterday, and I went to go get pizza for the party. And I rode in the car with this dude Wesley, and now Wesley's pretty cool because he just like decided to just be like one day like I'm gonna exercise, eat well, and just in general be neat, be a
Yeah.
cool guy.
Cool.
And then I was talking about like in how insecure I am and how much of a loser, and he's like, "Man, only you can change that." And it's also like, why do you care so much? Just like, he said a bunch of like philosophical wise stuff while he's just sitting there, just kind of like eyes half open, half closed, just living in the moment.
He sounds like me. And he
Uh,
sounds like everything I'm trying to tell you exactly right now.
I mean, he is the same like just kind of like chillax personality type, I guess.
I'm trying to tell you, dude. Go to church, go to the gym, love yourself.
I won't go that far.
Yes, go that far.
I'll be quiet and I'll be kind to other people, but loving myself is a bit of a stretch.
You can come to mass with me sometime. I think you'll enjoy it.
I do not want to do that. I
Come
would be
on.
so
Okay.
dude,
Okay.
I got uncomfortable in my own church my grandmother went to as a child when I no longer went to Sunday school and everyone went up for communion. I just kind of sat there because I was like, I don't know what this is and I don't want to like accidentally do the wrong thing. So I was just like
All you have to
sweating
do,
bullets.
all you have to do is just cross your arms, bow, and then say, "All right, yeah, that's it."
I'm good, Ben. I'm
Don't
honored, but I could
please.
never do that.
It'd be cool. It'd be cool to bring you
Maybe
with
after,
me.
I don't know, maybe after I've seen some like horrifically brutal things as my time as a, I don't know, factory worker. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I've been thinking about enlistment, so maybe like after I've like done enlistment things and I've talked to other human beings, maybe my thought process will change and I'll be like, yeah, I'll go to mess with Ben.
It's really cool. It's really cool.
I mean,
And
that's easy for you to say because you're a Catholic.
yes, but especially the pastor at my church, or the one that I go to the most, is he does a really good job. He's fairly good at actually detailing philosophy of the church, whereas I think some people get way too, as you would say, hokey, where they're not.
I should stop using that word because that word is
I don't.
stupid.
Yeah, and I don't really know what it means. Like hokey. I don't know. I
I
don't.
don't even know where I got it from, but it's just entered my vernacular and I've been using it so much lately. And it's a stupid, nonsense, dumb, idiot, loser word that I use.
It's interesting, but
It's nothing. It's like, it's a part of the Aiden vernacular of just things that don't make sense that he just says that make sense to him. I'm like, do you know who Corey? No, you don't know who Corey is. Not Corey from my work, but different Corey. Basically,
uh,
there's this guy. Um,
there's this guy, Corey in the house, Corey and your mom, Corey, Corey,
Corey Beck.
Corey butthole. What do you think of Noble Six going awoe? By the way,
Uh,
I don't know if this is a real armor. By the way, I assumed
it
it was fake.
is.
Oh, it's real. Like fucking badass, dude.
Hold on. Here it is. Here's Corey. This isn't the Corey compilation I like, but it's still a pretty good. No, I'm gonna find the right one.
Why the hell would they add cat ears? Is it for you?
I don't know, dude.
How was...
I relate to Corey just because we're both two retards that don't know what we're talking about, except no, we're both two retards that just say stupid things all the time and can't remember things good and get things confused.
Corey, aka Spaz Kid. Spaz Kid.
You know what she looks like? She looks like the character from fucking Dead Rising 4.
Into my funny
Or Dead
belly.
Rising 3.
Dead Rising. Oh, the main guy?
Yeah,
No, the chick
Corey.
you start out with. Whatever the 4 Ys, the same thing. Chris,
Yeah, I really like.
I didn't get any of the tunics
Man,
in the original.
Ben, have we ever considered like just like deleting a recording because it hasn't been good?
What? This has been fantastic.
No, this is not. This is a real stinker.
What are you talking about? What are you
No.
talking about?
This is like a special features one. This is one of the ones that didn't make the cut.
Au contraire. This is great.
I disagree.
I disagree with you, so how do you like that, you buffoon?
Well, I'm not surprised that you disagree with me disagreeing with the fact that I think this episode
Stop being
silly.
a negative Nancy.
Well, that's the
You
thing.
silly
I haven't really done anything this episode except be like, ugh.
Well, you can do something for me, and we can actually finish what we were talking about with the dimensional merge.
All right, we
Would
should
you-
go back to that. That's for the best.
Would you... Okay. What? Leaving in 45 minutes? Oh. Okay. Leaving in 45 minutes, apparently. Damn.
Wait. I thought this was like a midnight thing.
Yeah, but it is...
It's 10:36. How long are you going to be in this church? Are they like... I'm trying to think of like a funny haha joke here, but I really have nothing. It's just like that's a
draft us for the crusade while we're there, yeah.
like they're gonna go through a whole rigmarole like English like royalty funeral while you're there.
Maybe, I don't know. When I was a kid, I hated it, but as I've gotten older, it's just like, yeah, get to vibe at church. Just vibe. You know, it takes 30 minutes to get there is probably what it is.
That does make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, back to the merge.
Which dimensions are included in the merge if it's not all the dimensions?
Okay, so it's our dimension and what I guess you could call the fictional boys dimension.
So is there like a list of like which universes? Like definitely
pretty much all fictional characters kind of coexist in this, like I mentioned earlier, this Who Framed Roger Rabbit sort of place. And they're all just sort of hanging out.
Okay, all right. So it's not like okay, so it's kind of like a no. All right, yeah. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is probably the best analogy because my feeble, tired brain can't like be like, oh yeah, the alien from the movie Alien is gonna
well,
be there.
There probably is the alien, but either they have established some place for it to live, or they've captured.
Or he's
them,
just like a normal person in.
Or he's just a normal person, yeah.
Also, Metal Gear Solid 5, I forgot that I set my chopper music to friggin' Gimme Shelter by the Rolling Stones.
Nice.
Which is pretty rad, because my helicopter will just swoop in across like the Afghani desert and just like pick me up.
Pick you up to cool rock and roll.
Mom, pick me up. There's Russians here and I'm scared. But okay, the dimensional merge. What is it? Please just explain.
Well, okay.
Shaman man.
So what it was supposed to happen was that the dimensional merge would happen and it would save Chris from his debt, and he would essentially be the goddess of this new world. because he believes that he has supernatural god powers. And while he's here, he has little power to physically affect the world, but he can spiritually
You
control.
have no power here. You.
But
Oh man.
as the mayor god of Quickville, and Quickville encompasses a portion of Virginia, as the mayor god of Quickville, he would have unlimited power and funds, so he could pay off his house and rule the world, essentially. Rule the universe, as it were. And this is one of the reasons I've always been fascinated, not just with Chris, but also the world he created. Because, I mean, you think, what if there was some deity that was just a freaking neat? What if your deity was just a neckbeard, you know?
Well, why would you? Well, I don't. Okay, since why? Why would you make them that way? Well, why?
Well, not make them that way, but it's just like imagine you're just living your normal life, and then Chris just parts the heavens and says, how dare you date this person? I'm going to use my god powers to force you to do this. It's like Zeus. Like, if Zeus came down and boned your wife, like, what would you do?
Well, Zeus actually does stuff that's like worthwhile. He saved
he's
all the.
He's an asshole, dude.
Well, yeah, but he's also the one that saved all of his god siblings from being eaten by Kronos, dude.
And then almost had the same thing happen to him, you know, because he's an asshole.
I mean, yeah, but he's not. He's like, I don't friggin' know, dude. Zeus is just kind of there.
He's a dickhead, in my opinion, just because he fucks random mortal women and causes most of the problems by doing that.
Man, that's why Greek mythology is just cool.
It is cool, though.
Not Greek mythology, not Greek mythology. The
Norse?
Norse. Yep, that's the one.
Because Odin doesn't bang anyone who doesn't want to.
Because Odin is like constantly in a state of preparing for like war of the gods.
Oh, I was just
in
gonna
a
say,
giant hall.
I like I like Odin because he's just like, I'm here to learn and nothing else. He's just
I keep
yay,
forgetting that he's
knowledge.
like a god of knowledge, even though he's like the main guy.
Yeah, it's just like he comes down to Earth and he's like, hi, tell me your fun little story. I want to learn. It's just like, wow, you're cool.
Thank you. Mom, why did you do the dishes?
I did do this. Just I cleaned your bath.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for not doing the dishes.
Yeah, because I always hate that.
I'm supposed to be doing the dishes, Ben, so it's good that my mother didn't do the dishes.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, is I hate it when that happens. When it's like, I'm going to go do the thing, and then you stop, as we are probably going to soon stop this show. You stop, and then it's like, oh, guys, I was going to go do the thing, and now I feel like a bad person for not having done the thing. You know?
Yeah. I get that, man.
Yeah. So, and with what was going to happen with the merge, supposedly vast swaths of the Earth were going to be, first off, replaced by fictional cities and locations, but entire groups of people were just not going to exist anymore. You know? it was...
Like the tax man.
Like the tax man. Potentially, he said it was going to be like this massive calamity, but in true Christian fashion, he doesn't care that millions of or billions of people will die so that he can have...
Of course not. Why would he care, dude? That's silly.
Yeah, well, just so that he can have his fun fantasy with his Sonichu friends and not have to pay his mortgage or do anything so much as in the realm of responsibility. Which I just find the most hilarious thing ever. Murder millions of people, but I get to have all my fictional characters and millions of dollars.
Oh, boy.
It's like, wow, what a great guy who I would definitely want to have deific powers. And it's just like, wow, yeah, that guy. Love that guy. That guy. Well, and then I've always kind of wondered, like, what would it be like if the characters or people were like, you know what, I don't want this lazy thing to have deific control over me, you know? Because, I mean, the way he describes the happenings in his fictional Quickville, it's like, that is not how a normal human being or character would react. And so
Do you really think? Oh my god, I'm gonna pass out, dude. Do you
Really?
think Christian is like a normal person?
No, obviously not. But I'm just
Christian is
saying,
proof that eugenics is a valid strategy for the human race.
stop.
Dude, it's easy to be this way.
Well,
It's easy to just be like a jerk off, dude. Kindness is a difficult thing to do in this world, which is why it's all more power to you, Ben, because you're a good guy, even though the world is a
Aw.
crummy place. And I'm out here just like, yeah, eugenics might be okay. As I look at Christian, you're like, Christian is a human being, no matter how flawed.
well, no, I do sort of support putting him at least in a mental institution right now.
Well, of course, but you say that Christian is a human being, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's more than I would give it.
He fits within the vaguest definition of still being a human being. If he started dipping, I mean, he's on the edge for me on the deserving to live spectrum. If he starts fucking kids, that's where I'm like, yep, that's
All right, that's when we can both agree. It's like sorry, bud, you've lost your humanity status.
You've lost living privileges. Sorry, pal.
Yeah.
Like, there's murdering someone, that's bad. Maybe kill them, depending on how horrible they did it. But then there's
Just kill.
Then there's doing the fuck them kids, but not in a I don't care way, more like in a oh god, how could you?
Kill.
Yeah, definitely kill. Definitely kill. Definitely dead. Definitely.
Yo, you ever play Metal Gear Solid 5?
I have it, but I haven't played it yet.
Bro, the Skull's parasite unit is the biggest pain in the ass, dude.
I'll know
Like,
what you're talking about here soon.
Ugh. They're so just annoying. Oh my god, we could play Metal Gear Solid online together and just goof around.
That'd be neat.
It would, because you can create your own like special. Okay, I think you would really like. All right, we're talking about Metal Gear because I love Metal Gear, but I think you would really like Metal Gear Solid. Like, forget the plot, forget the iconic characters, and look at purely from a military perspective. I think you would really enjoy it, especially the earlier games with how they talk, how they conduct their operations.
I don't know if stealing elephants is really part of a military op, though.
I mean, well, this is Metal Gear Solid 5. This is like the weakest one story-wise. But it's like the other Metal Gear games have something that this one doesn't, and that's on-site procurement. You go in with as little stuff as possible, and you just get what the enemy soldier has and use it. This game doesn't have
that idea. I like doing that because it makes sense. I'm gonna steal their shit so that I don't have to bring as much shit.
And you're thus depriving the enemy of stuff that they can use.
Exactly. I like that. I think that's cool. But I just don't know how to, without doing things that Nintendo would not like, I don't know how to get the rest of the Metal Gear series.
I mean, Nintendo doesn't own the Metal Gear. What are they gonna do?
Oh, they don't? I thought they did.
Nope. Konami technically does.
Okay. Well, I thought it was licensed through Nintendo, though. And so Nintendo would be pissed.
I'm not saying just buy like a physical copy, then emulate it.
Okay. Well, again, I'm not sure how they take that, and I don't know how to do that.
If you own a physical copy, that's fine. Honestly, it's maybe someday in the hypothetical that we like are roommates, I can just like buy a PlayStation 3 and just play the games on the PlayStation 3.
Give it a year, and I think you might find that a increasing reality. potential
Hey,
reality.
man, I'm down.
Because I have a funny military deployment, and then I'm coming back, and hopefully for the rest of my term, they don't make me go anywhere else. And I'd like to...
I have a car and a high-paying job so I can pay bills.
Nice. That would be good. And then I can go to college and do a history degree.
Wait, so I wouldn't have a roommate anymore.
No, you would have a roommate. It'd
All
just
right,
be a
never
roommate
mind.
at college. Because I'd be going to college, but I'd need to live somewhere. And I mean, I was thinking about, where do you think I would go to college?
I don't know.
Well, it wouldn't be that far away. I'd try not to go that far away.
Thank you.
Well, India.
Ben, I'm intelligently bankrupt, not morally bankrupt, just kind of stupid.
Well, unfortunately, there's not too much you can do about it besides, I guess, read. But I don't know.
Read, cracker, read.
Uh-oh, you said the cracker word. You're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say that.
No, I can't. I'm white.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough. But some people got in trouble for that recently. some socialists that I really don't care that they got into trouble, but you know.
Oh no.
That's what you.
You don't like it when I say my white version N-word.
You don't like it when I say N-word, but you don't like it when you say cracker? But you like it when you say cracker? I think you hypocrite that I don't give a shit about your opinion. I'm going to laugh at you now, you buffoon.
I don't know why, but it's the fact that it's like... I don't even know what he's forcing him to read. He's forcing him to read a Bible. Oh, that makes it even better.
You gotta get some of that Jesus in you, alright?
Yeah, man.
Gotta fit some of that Jesus into your life. That's why you need to do some religious stuff. Because y'all need Jesus. Y'all need Jesus.
You are freaking Uncle Ruckus trying to get me to read the Bible.
Read,
I'm like,
cracker!
no!
Read, cracker! Read!
It's
but in the military they do say you should have some kind of spirituality. That's one of their tenets for wellness or whatever, to prevent you from going insane while being deployed or whatever. Is they say
I'm gonna go insane normally because it's like, hey, I want to shoot people, and you'd be like, we don't do that anymore.
Well, that's why you should go join the Marines if that's what you want.
I couldn't make it in the Marines. We know that.
Well, that's all about mindset, my friend.
The mindset grinds that, Jimbo.
Hey, Jimbo! Now it's all about that mindset. Gotta get that grind set, Jimbo.
Turn that mindset into a grind set, Jimbo.
Hey! Hello, everybody, and welcome to Getting on That Grind Set. Let's go! Yeah, no, just, I mean, if you're all about suffering and, I don't know, masochism, then just do that. I mean, you haven't said step on me, mommy is your thing, but I mean, if it is, why not just do the Marines? It's all about masochism, baby.
That's a good point. Also, I'm a little distracted because okay, there's so many like things that I enjoy that you have like no idea about, and like vice versa. And one of those things, this is incredibly like you can say that's true, right?
Yeah, probably.
Like, you know, like 10,000 leagues under the sea, and I'm completely clueless about that.
I don't, actually.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
One of my favorite things is, like, Dark Souls 3 memes of, like, the blacksmith, and he's, like, he has a line he says when you're, like, done talking to him to upgrade your stuff. He's like, "Prithee be careful. I don't want to see me work squandered." And someone edited it so that he was like cutting the monkey's hair with like the hands, you know?
What the fuck?
You know the image where they're like cutting the hair of the monkey in the meme
No,
image?
I don't.
Okay. Okay.
Unless, I mean, usually it's just a fact that I can't remember. But now that I'm picturing it, it sounds really funny.
Hold on. Here's the image. Ugh. And basically the text that was associated was "Prithee be careful. I don't want to see me fade, school wandered." Ugh. And of course I found another one that's just as good. It's Sigurd, the like German onion knight, and he's like, "We unkindled must put our duties first, but for the moment we've a boof to partake." Oh my god, dude. It's just stupid, mundane things like this that just break me.
That's a big funny. It's a big funny
Man.
right there.
Yeah. Oof.
One of my secret pleasures has been the this Jimmy guy and his try not to laugh challenges.
Oh
It's
yeah.
normie
The
as
guy
shit.
from Vine.
It's normie as shit, but also, damn, he's quite the silly fellow. I appreciate his dopey hippie look.
He's quite the silly fellow.
I say, sir, he's quite the silly fellow.
Silly man, you've had to crack a silly.
Excuse me, sir, you've had quite the crack at the silly, haven't you?
Man, you know who's really funny?
Who?
I don't
Germa?
know. I was gonna be like more weird and say like people from Slavic countries, but Germa's funny too.
What was one of those you know, the Columbine shooters? Those guys were
Oh my-
pretty. Those guys. Or no, no,
No,
no.
that's an epic joke,
It's
dude.
an epic joke. What the hell was his name? It wasn't Richard. Oh, what the? The Supreme Gentleman. What the fuck was his name?
I'm looking at that meme Gavin sent in the Discord of like, do you see that small vent, Gregory? I'm like, oh my, it's. I was
Elliot-
like kind of like, oh yeah, funny meme, but now I'm like actually watching it, and I can't stop laughing at it.
I don't know why they made Freddy relatable. It was Elliot Rogers. That's who I thought was really funny. Who the fuck calls himself the Supreme Gentleman and then acts like you're God's gift to women and then be pissed that they don't appreciate that? Also, he was some kind of asshole, let me tell you. I listened to a podcast.
You're gonna tell me some guy called the Supreme Gentleman was an ass? Really?
Who could have foreseen this? Yeah, no. He did this thing where, for example, he, for whatever reason, believed it was his destiny to win the lottery in Arizona, and so he just gave up everything and went there. And because he didn't get it, he believed that he was like cursed or something. I'm just like, why the fuck are you going to the lottery?
You're cursed to have no game and no lottery wins.
Yeah, and so he decided to go shoot people because he believed that women were unfair to him. Where it's just like, maybe if you didn't act like a prick,
Maybe just don't be a loser.
maybe just don't be a loser. And this is coming from someone who knows that he's like 30% loser and could stand to do stuff to improve his life to actually get a woman, you know?
Ben, you're like a real human being.
Well, yes, but I also haven't done the requisite work to actually get a girlfriend. So it's just I understand.
I mean, man, that's secondary to like being a good human being, and you've acquired being a good human being.
Well, that's part 1, and then I've just got to work on part 2. Because part 1 of getting a girlfriend is being a good human being. Part 2 is
Well,
actually...
you also don't rush it because you don't want to be like, haha, I am divorced and I cannot see my children, my beloved children that I love.
That is true. And I'd like to have like 16 of those.
No, that's too many.
Au contraire. I want...
You're gonna be like that guy that lives in my buddy Gavin's neighborhood who has like a bunch of kids and like 3 of them are retards, and he just looks like he's in constant pain.
I want a battalion who will go out and conquer the world for me.
A battalion of retard children.
Hey. Retardation, as we said in the last episode, can conquer you the world.
Hey, retard strength, dude.
Romans be like retard strength, baby.
I mean, retard strength, homie.
Retards,
If you got it, you
like,
got it.
This is the problem with the Chinese. They could, if they had just dedicated them, they were really smart back in the day, but they
Should have been more retarded.
Should have been more retarded. Should have been more like the Romans and done retard shit. Going back into your empire, realizing that everyone's a bunch of fucking monkeys and saying, fuck this, we're gonna contemplate the meaning of the universe. Nah, you should have just been a retard.
That's lame. Conquer the monkeys. Assert dominance.
Assert dominance. You shouldn't have been so smart. Stop being so cool, China. You should have been more retarded. Sorry. England? Dipshits.
That's why...
Polite dipshits, but dipshits nonetheless.
That's why your people are working in iPhone factories killing themselves, and that's why I'm eating pizza.
Exactly. Should have been more retarded. Should have been more like Genghis Khan. Stupid.
And
really
good
stupid,
at killing things.
But incredible at killing things. Knew how to shoot people from horseback. Actual badasses.
Hey, he was pretty dope, man.
It was. And that's why I say you should be more retarded. And so if my kids do turn out to be retarded, well, I've got 12 more to look after the retarded one. You know? That's your job, asshole. Go take care of it.
Retard child.
Yeah. Well, that, and it's just like, as long as I have them early, it shouldn't be a problem. Because most of the problems come when you start to have kids in, like, your 30s and 40s. So, that's what I hear anyway. Please, no doctors come and, like, rape me or something. But I assume that's probably why it's a bigger problem now, because people are waiting to have kids more. So it's just like, bro, have them in, like, your 20s, and it'll be fine.
Man, retardation is just like a dice roll. It's like you shoot your baby batter, and it's like, I just hope my child isn't a retard.
And then there's the problem of like, okay, so they're imagine they're not retarded, but they're just stupid. That's okay. Like,
I mean, hey, my parents seem pretty proud of me.
Tons of people around the world are stupid, but they're good people.
No.
They're stupid, but they're good people. So this is the thing that kind of pisses me off about the Nazis. It's just like, dude, I don't give a shit about being smart. Like, did you ever think for a few seconds that maybe there's more value to human beings than just, ooh, your IQ? Yeah, your IQ must be this high, or else you're not worth it. Or, well, maybe, asshole. There's some genuine value to other people who aren't smart.
Nah, dude. They were like measuring people's intelligence because they wanted to be sure that they could like put on like the swanky uniforms and have drip, despite the fact that they were losing the war.
Yeah, no, exactly. You should have been more retarded. Should have been more retarded. The Germans keep doing this bullshit where they try to order the world in, like they've done it at least twice, where they try to order the world and be super smart and say, yes, order and pragmatism and reason. And then everyone else is just like, yeah, but life is hard and retarded. So why don't you just be retarded with it and just go with the flow? Like,
don't care, chose violence, winning.
Exactly. Why do you think they keep losing? Because they keep trying to autistically order things when you should have just been retarded from the start. America for the win, huh?
Be retarded, achieve victory.
Exactly. That's what I keep saying. And Germany should start listening to me for once.
Lest they perish.
Oh, they're gonna do it again, and they're gonna fucking die again. It's just kind of sad. You know, they're smart people. They do hard work, but they just should realize, look, accept it. Accept that the world is retarded and move on. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's just there are people who they're not brain surgeons, they're not that smart, but they're good people and they do good stuff. And so why
I
should
mean,
I
it doesn't
care?
really, man, it doesn't matter how smart you is as long as you're a good person.
Exactly. That's the thing that I don't get with people who are like Klansmen and stuff, where they're like, yeah, this race is inferior because they're not as smart. It's like, okay, let's imagine that you're right about, you know, racial IQ or whatever. Who cares? I don't care. You don't have to be smart to be a good person. As a matter of fact, most smart people are assholes. And I'd rather have a society of stupid, nice people than smart assholes. So, you know, maybe just...
There's a Rush lyric like that, dude. In Force 10,
Yeah.
be vain and smart, humble and dumb. I'm stupid, and yeah.
Why?
Alright.
And so
This is a positive note, and I like that. I still have to do the dishes.
Okay.
So we're gonna.
That's what we'll end it.
Yeah.
Racism BTFO'd because stupid is cool.
It's good to be stupid because it's easier to realize that everyone else can also be stupid. Love one
Exactly.
another because we're all stupid. Wait, we can't end it yet. I want to talk about gnomes real quick.
Okay, talk about gnomes real quick, and maybe we can pick it up next time.
Okay, I really like in a lot of like folklore.
Oh, hold on. The LAN? Oh, the van. No, it's full of bottles. Okay, doke. Okay. Quick, finish up on gnomes.
Okay, I really like northern mythology about like sweet little funny like gnomes and things like that. Like I don't know how you pronounce them, but I'll just send you the link. They're just mischievous and good-hearted Christmas like beings, and they make me happy because they're just small and silly. Like, ma- take this from like I don't even know where I got this like love of like small mischievous like bearded gnome things, but this version of gnomes, I really like them. They make me smile.
Yeah. We'll talk about, you know what, can we do one of these tomorrow night? For like a
Maybe.
Christmas? For like a Christmas thing and talk about how gnomes are cute and adorable and funny.
Talk about like wacky Christmas lore
Wacky
and like
Christmas lore.
yeah, all right, I'm down, man.
All right. If we don't get to it tomorrow, then Merry Christmas and to all a good night. Gnomes are funny. Enjoy living. And being stupid isn't so bad.
Be stupid.
And be stupid.
Amen, but
Amen.
you have a good night.